What's going on, Palm Tree? It's your boy Chillin' Dylan, Jesus of SoundCloud, Black Tom Anderson, and your favorite rapper owes me money. I'm here today to tell you about a rapper named Soolie. He is out of the Bay Area via Cleveland, Ohio, and he has a few songs that he wanted me to check out and review for you. Now, just so you know, for those of you who may not have an album out yet, but you have several songs, not just one, but you got several songs that you want me to review, you can specify that. I'll take care of you. We can break it down and we'll go back and forth in the DMs. Okay, but let's talk about my boy Soolie. The first of 5 songs he wanted me to review is Grapes. Now, on Grapes, I think he had a nice steady flow. There was a nice sample that he was rapping over. I'm not sure what that sample is, but I felt like this track needed a hook. I think it'll be more rememberable that way. Like, he has a flow, he has a cadence, but not one of those bars was rememberable. Okay? So that means it's the type of song you'd have to listen to again and again and again to get it to stick with you, and it's not like a rap-along song either. Okay, so there's Love Thyself, or as he puts it, L Thy S, where he's rapping over samples, and it kind of reminds me of like some Dipset, Just Blaze, like early 2000s, you know, really bar for bar era. One of the lines that stuck out to me on this one was, I've been Moses, I've been Christ, I've been the messenger. So he's really trying to take him to church. It seems like he's the type of rapper who would be good on a cypher track. Like if they just had like a bunch of people, you know, and he'd probably have to stand out, you know, amongst the bunch. Okay, I can see Soolie doing that. Now, Hail the King. Okay, I get it. He can rap. He definitely has, you know, something going on. But this track itself would make a great intro. Now, let me tell you about a rapper like Soolie. When you just have songs and you have no branding, you have no cosign from a major artist, you're without a movement, this is going to go completely unnoticed. It is not enough that you have music out. You know, visuals, clothing, you know, a movement in your, a mission people can get behind, a story. People buy into stories. In fact, Hail the King really sounded like it needed a music video where he brings the whole hood out. You know, the type of video where they're like, you know, walking in slow motion down a big road, and he's got like, you know, all his homies with him. Then, you know, somebody's like holding up their little kid and the little kid waving to him. Then he like, you know, back at Granny's house and he's all nice to the old people. Then you see he's cool with all the D-boys on the block. He go to the strip club, they show him love. He go to the local car wash, they showing him love. He up at the radio station doing stuff, they showing him love. Like, he needs to bring the whole hood out for a video if he's going to do a video for Hail the King. Now, Off the Dribble, I thought was a fun summertime song. Kind of reminds me, he's like on some Tupac-ish. And on the album cover, that's a cute pic of what I'm going to assume is his son. But that font, nah. Do something about that font, bruh. It blends in too much with the bushes. Me, I'm an aesthetics guy. I want everything to look copacetic. I want you to have a distinct brand. I'm telling you, bro, think again and think cohesively. Okay. And again, I'll stress it again. I can't stress it enough. He needs more branding. So what does that mean? That means logos. That means taglines. That means things that will get me to remember him, and things like, you know, how Rick Ross's things, Maybach music, you know? So I'm not just talking about specifically a drop, but like something that will tie it in to the brand. Like, for instance, I'll give you another example. Like how with Xavier Wolf is like Hollow Squad. Every time you see the logo, you already know it's him. You already know that if somebody's repping Hollow Squad, like me, I got Hollow Squad plates on my car. You already know that person is into anime. They're into like samurai swords, and they're into like, you know, tricked out cars. Okay. So, last but not least, the last song he had me check out was Cali Love. And OCA, I think like OH-CA would have been a better title because he's talking about moving from Ohio to California. Cali Love is just a little too generic. Now, we had a line in there that I'm a really just aggravated me to the core. A lot of my homies Bloods, some of them Crip, right then I wanted to rip the headphones off and throw them on the ground. Because that right there is the sign of generic gangster rap. You know, and it's just like typical hustler bars, typical, like, you know, I'm from the streets. And if I don't get to see enough visuals, it doesn't feel complete. I can't relate to it, you know? I need to hear a feature here and there, man. I need to hear how he bounces off of another artist. What type of chemistry does he have with another artist? Okay. And I like the echoes at the end of Cali Love. He kind of reminds me of an early Wale. I don't know why. It's like kind of like that backpack sound, you know, maybe for lack of a better word. He's definitely seems like a student of real hip hop. Up the Way, which he says a couple times in this song, should have been his tagline. So overall, I hope that, you know, Soolie, you take the constructive criticism to heart. And for those of you other artists watching, because all the people who watch my show are artists, all the, you know, all the Palm Tree, you guys are all artists and creatives for the most part. But I want you to take in this, especially when you're just starting out, you know, have your movement ready to go. You know, have your whole blueprint laid out from the merch, the tagline, the visuals, you know, because when you're just putting out songs, if they're not like cohesive, then, you know, you run into these type of problems, okay? So Soolie got some work to do, and I want to know if you get a chance to check out these songs. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, peace, love, Palm. You an unsigned or independent artist looking for a review of your music? Well, you need to holler at Palm. Send an email to prettyawesomelitmusic@outlook.com or just message me on Instagram.
You better follow Palm,
biatch.